Do you ever feel guilty about wasting time? When you're just staring at the wall or walking around with no purpose?
Society tells us we should be productive every single minute.
Exactly. But here's the thing. What if I told you those unproductive moments might actually be making you more creative?
So, hi everyone, I'm Arthur.
And I'm Emily. Welcome to English with Arthur and Emily, where we help you improve your English while learning something new.
Today, we're talking about habits that seem like a waste of time, but actually boost your creativity. And we'll explain some useful English phrases along the way. So, Emily, let's start with this. What's one unproductive habit you have that people might judge you for?
Oh, this is going to sound terrible, but I love staring out the window, like for 10, 15 minutes sometimes. Just looking at trees, clouds, people walking by.
That's it? That's your big confession?
Yes, because people always say, Emily, why are you zoning out? Or they think I'm not paying attention.
But here's what's interesting, Emily. That zoning out you do, scientists call it mind wandering, and it's actually when your brain makes creative connections.
Really?
Yes, when you let your mind drift, different parts of your brain start talking to each other. That's often when you get your best ideas.
Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Some of my best ideas for our podcast come when I'm just staring into space on the bus.
See? Not unproductive at all. You're actually giving your brain permission to be creative.
Okay, your turn. What's your unproductive habit?
I take really long walks. Like, I'll just walk around the neighborhood for an hour with no destination, no purpose.
No phone, no podcast, nothing?
Sometimes with music, but often just silence. My friends think it's weird.
But isn't that similar to what we just talked about? Your mind is wandering.
Exactly. And there's another phrase we should explain here. Clear your head. When I take those walks, I'm clearing my head.
To clear your head means to stop thinking about stressful things and reset your mind. Like if you've been working on a difficult problem, you might take a break to clear your head.
Right. You could say, I'm going for a walk to clear my head. Or I need to clear my head before making this decision.
Interesting. And do you find that walking helps you solve problems?
Absolutely. I'll be stuck on something, go for a walk, and suddenly, bam, the solution comes to me.
Me too. There's something about movement that helps ideas flow.
Scientists have actually studied this. They found that walking, especially in nature, boosts creative thinking by about 60%.
60%? That's huge.
So we're not being lazy. We're optimizing our brains.
You know what else I do that people think is unproductive? I doodle during meetings or while listening to podcasts.
Really? What do you doodle?
Oh, just random patterns, flowers, geometric shapes. Nothing fancy. But I can't help it. My hand just wants to move.
Don't feel bad about that. Doodling actually helps you concentrate and remember information better.
Really?
Yes, there was a study where people who doodled while listening remembered 29% more information than people who just sat still.
So I'm not being rude in meetings? I'm actually improving my memory.
Well, maybe don't tell your boss that during an important presentation.
Fair point. But this is making me feel so much better about my habits.
You know what's interesting? All these habits have something in common. They all involve what I call doing nothing on purpose.
Doing nothing on purpose. I like that phrase. Explain more.
Well, we live in a world that celebrates being busy. Everyone's hustling, grinding, being productive every minute. But creativity doesn't work that way.
Right. Creativity needs space to breathe.
Exactly. So when you deliberately choose to do nothing, to stare out the window, take a walk, doodle, you're actually doing something very important. You're creating mental space.
Do you have any other unproductive habits?
Okay, this one might be controversial, but sometimes I take random naps in the afternoon.
Arthur, in the middle of the day?
Not every day, but if I'm feeling foggy, a 20-minute nap can completely reset me.
You know, I've heard about this. There's even a term for it, a power nap, right?
Exactly. A power nap is a short sleep, usually 10 to 20 minutes, that helps you feel refreshed and alert.
Interesting. And does it help with creativity?
Oh, yes. When you sleep, even for a short time, your brain processes information differently. You might wake up with a solution to a problem you've been struggling with.
Amazing. Our brains are so fascinating.
They really are. And I think the problem is that we've been taught to see rest as laziness.
That's such a good point. Rest isn't the opposite of productivity. It's actually part of the creative process.
Exactly. And I think our listeners should hear this. If you feel guilty about taking breaks or daydreaming or just being still for a moment, don't.
Those moments might be when your best ideas are forming.
What about you, Emily? Any other unproductive habits?
Okay, this one's embarrassing, but sometimes I just lie on the floor.
Like for exercise?
No, just lying there, on my back, staring at the ceiling.
That's amazing.
I don't know why, but changing my perspective, literally being in a different position, sometimes helps me think differently.
That actually makes sense. There's a phrase for this, changing your perspective.
Yes, changing your perspective means looking at something from a different angle or point of view. It can be literal, like physically moving, or mental, like trying to understand someone else's opinion.
You might say, I need to change my perspective on this problem, or traveling really changed my life on life.
And sometimes physically changing your position, standing up, lying down, going outside, can help you change your mental perspective too.
Absolutely. That's why Steve Jobs used to have walking meetings. Movement changes thinking.
You know, Arthur, I'm realizing something. All these habits we're talking about, they're all ways of slowing down.
You're right. In a world that's constantly rushing, these habits force us to slow down and just be.
Slow down is a phrasal verb that means to reduce your speed or pace, but we also use it to mean taking life less frantically, being more mindful.
You might tell a friend who's stressed, hey, slow down, you're doing too much.
Or you might say, I need to slow down and enjoy the moment.
And I think that's what creativity needs. Moments where we're not rushing, not forcing, just allowing.
So, what should our listeners take away from this conversation?
I'd say this. Don't feel guilty about the moments when you're not actively producing something. Those moments are important.
Yes, trust that your brain is working even when you're staring out a window or taking a walk.
And maybe experiment with these unproductive habits. See which ones work for you.
Because creativity isn't about forcing yourself to have ideas. It's about creating the conditions where ideas can emerge.
I love that. Creating conditions for ideas.
So next time someone tells you you're wasting time, you can say, actually, I'm optimizing my creative potential.
That sounds very fancy.
It does, doesn't it?
Well, friends, we've covered a lot today. From zoning out to power naps, from doodling to just lying on the floor.
all the unproductive habits that actually make us more creative.
We'd love to hear from you. Here's our question for today.
What's one unproductive habit you have that you think might actually help your creativity?
Leave your answer in the comments below. We read every single one, and we love hearing from you.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with a friend who needs permission to slow down.
Remember, learning English is a journey, not a race. Be patient with yourself.
Take breaks, zone out when you need to, and trust the process.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.